Here it says Francine creates a bar graph showing the distance between her city and each state capital city in the United States. Which unit measure would be an appropriate unit for Francine to use to label her graph? So these types of questions appear every year or so. You are only going to have one question like this probably on your state test, if any, where they're asking for the appropriate measure. So which of these measures would be appropriate? And they're going to be displaying the distance between cities. So let's just go over each of these measures quickly to remind you when they are used. So first, centimeters. Centimeters are used to measure very small things, like a paperclip or a key. They're smaller than an inch. There's like 2.5 centimeters in an inch, and there's 100 centimeters in 1 meter. Then there's inches. Inches are a little bit bigger than centimeters. You might use them to measure like a crayon or a match. And again, there's 1 inch is 2.5 centimeters, and there's 63,000 inches in 1 mile. Meters are things like this man here is holding a meter stick. That is the distance of 1 meter. So this man is probably about 2 meters tall. So it's used to measure things that are a little bit bigger, where inches wouldn't be appropriate. And so like social distancing is 6 feet or 2 meters. That's also an appropriate measure to use when you're measuring social distance. And then miles. Miles is used to measure the distance between places on a map. The distance from your house to my house, the distance from our house to where we're vacationing in Florida. So there are 63,660 inches in 1 mile. It's a pretty big distance. So for this question, the most appropriate measure to use to measure the distance between cities would be miles.